Testing, testing.
Let's pray. Father, we thank you so much for all the gifts and the liberties and the wonderful things that you give us. And we just want to be responsible with everything that you give us, and including the freedom and the leadership and just the ability here to gather today. And so as these leaders gather and take serious just their call to do what's best for you, but do what's best for this city, we just ask that you bless them, bless their minds, bless their hearts, bless their wisdom as they tackle these issues and try to make Prescott the place it needs to be. So we just pray your presence in this meeting and our time together. We pray these things in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor Burke. Let's see. Let's do roll call, please.
Mayor Mingarelli,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Orr,
here.
Councilman Blair,
Yes, ma'am.
Councilman Good,
Here.
Councilman Lamerson,
Here.
Councilwoman Scholl,
Here.
Councilman Sischka.
Here.
All are present.
Thank you for that proclamation.
It's for 2020 U.S. Census.
We had a great presentation in our study session about the census. And so our proclamation is to really kind of solidify the importance of the census, not only to our nation, but to the city of Prescott and our regional area, and to solidify the city and the staff's support of the census. So behind me is Bryn and her staff, and so they will be accepting the proclamation. Proclamation, United States Census 2020. Whereas every 10 years, a census of our population is conducted and the federal government uses population data to allocate funds in several areas such as grants for educational agencies, Head Start programs, public transportation, road rehabilitation, and construction programs for the elderly and food grants. And whereas the census is also used for rural development, urban planning, health, and education services for people with disabilities. And whereas the census information is confidential and federal law prohibits any public or private agency from gaining access to confidential census data. And whereas there is a high level of commitment to a full and accurate census count and placing special emphasis on enumerating members of population groups traditionally undercounted. And whereas the goal of the 2020 census is to count everyone once, only once, and in the right place. Now therefore, Greg L. Mingarelli, Mayor of the City of Prescott, call upon all residents, community agencies, religious organizations, medical facilities, and businesses to participate in our efforts to work together and be counted in the 2020 United States Census, thereby strengthening the community, and do hereby support counting everyone once, only once, and in the right place. Did you want to say a few words about the city's efforts?
Certainly.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Once again, we're just here to accept on behalf of the city the tremendous task of ensuring that our census is prioritized and that all of our residents are counted. And we just wanted the community to know that we're here to help in that effort. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Let's move on to the consent agenda. Would any member like to pull anything from the consent agenda?
Yes, Mayor. Thank you. I'd like to pull 7E and 7F, please.
7E and 7F. Okay. Anyone else? If not, we'll entertain a motion.
Mayor, I recommend approval of consent agenda items 7A through 7I with the exceptions of E and F.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Please vote.
Councilman Blair?
Passes 7-0.
All right, let's take a look at item 7E. Councilman Good.
Mr. Dothsit, I was looking through the contract bids that are being proposed for adoption, and I just saw such a wide range of costs. For example, the utilization of a staff engineer ranged from $80 an hour to $140 an hour. Project engineer from $90 to $180 an hour. Senior engineering technician from $64.50 an hour to $94.15 an hour. It just sees such a broad range that I'm questioning why it's necessary to really award 5 different contracts, including, quite frankly, a very high bidder. Is 5 contracts really needed when you have this possible over demand that's the city doesn't necessarily, they're not able to schedule some of these inspections and testing and other things like that, so you need some overflow. And I realize it's only $75,000 per contractor over the course of 2 years with 2 one-year extensions, but theoretically, you could award $300,000 to such a really high charging specialty group. It just is hard for me to understand why that would be necessary.
Okay. Yes, Councilman. I got several questions out of that. First, in regards to the variability on the rates, these rates are not something that we are able to negotiate and or primarily negotiate. The rates are proposed and submitted by the firms under state statute, and that type of professional services, we do not have the opportunity to negotiate those. Now, in regards to...
Yeah, but you have the opportunity to accept or deny.
Yes, and or limit, consider where the work is going, what type of work is needed, and what firm has the better rates for the work needed. In regards to 5 contracts, ultimately we have to have the flexibility in order to be able to use multiple firms, because as a contractor comes on and they earn a project for us under the capital improvement program. They earn a project, then they come with their team. So if they have one of these firms, we are using these firms for quality assurance testing to verify the quality of the materials and construction methods on the projects. So then we have to use a different firm. So we have to have some flexibility there. That's why we were considering all 5 that submitted. Also, all 5 that submitted met all qualifications and or requirements of the bid proposal requirement in there. And again, these are on-call contracts. This does not guarantee any amount of work to any of them.
I got that.
So
in the last 5 years, how many times did you need 5 separate contractors to fulfill your construction demands for testing?
we have 5 or more working currently.
Well, it seems like this one particular contractor, which I picked 8 different categories, and they were the highest bid in 4 out of the 8 that I looked at. So would it be that much of a burden if quality testing got dropped out of the list? Because theoretically, once these contracts are awarded, you can decide to use any one of them up to $75,000 per year. Correct. So picking the top cost contractor could potentially cost substantially more than any of the other 4.
Okay. Absolutely understand your concern, and that's where, when we have a project that comes up, then we have to look at those costs, the services needed associated with that, in order to choose, the best firm that we have.
You've got projects going on right now with 5 separate different quality control contracting companies.
Yep.
Well, looks like our hands are tied as long as we want to get our projects built and completed in a timely manner, which I've been advocating for. So,
Craig, I know you guys, this gives you the discretion to pick the people. Does staff look at the cost before making a decision, i.e. deferring to the ones that are more reasonably priced normally?
Yes.
yeah, I just have to have faith here. All right.
Any other comments? Entertain a motion?
Mayor, I move that we approve city contracts number 2020-017 through 2020-21.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Please vote.
Passes 7-0.
Okay, let's move on to item 7F, please. Councilman?
Well, Mayor, I have similar concerns on this one, very similar to the one I just brought up. We have potentially, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different bidders. We're awarding 4 out of the 8, including Odo Trucking, which is by far the highest, and we're leaving out Bedrock and BLA. So my question, if Bedrock and BLA met the requirements, they're not being included, but Odo Trucking is by far the highest bidder. How does that make sense?
Okay. With this, we are proposing to piggyback onto Yavapai County's contract. So when Yavapai County put this out, they put it out county-wide. They have projects in Sedona, Camp Verde, such. And that's where BLA and Bedrock is located as. And they were, the services that they are looking to offer are more associated with the landscaping side and work in that area. Auto Trucking is regularly on job sites here working for contractors in the area, and they are a bona fide trucking outfit. Again, yes, we see the cost there. There are some different tasks that they are more representative with the other bidders. And again, we would look at contractors that are lower on the list as far as price-wise, as well as availability, and then go down the list that way.
I still don't get it. I mean, $1,300 for a Zone 5 vehicle per week versus 3 that are at $500. Another one is $240. I mean, they're just huge. How necessary is it to have Odo Trucking included in this?
It is not imperative by any means. If you chose as a council to not move forward with that one, that's possible.
Well, have you had a situation where you needed this many different contracted suppliers at one particular time?
No, the most we've used was 2 with our major snow event last spring.
Well, it just seems to me, I mean, you look at Zone 1 vehicle per hour, $160 for Odo. The rest of them are 85, one's at 98. Zone 2 dump truck vehicle per hour, $160 per hour versus $74.50, $85, $95. It's just right down the list. They're high by a large margin. So, Mayor, I would move that we approve this agenda item by excluding Odo Trucking and approve, I guess, would that mean the remaining 3?
Part of the problem here is we have something called Odo Brothers Inc. and Auto Trucking, and Odo and Auto sound very similar. So I think you can take them individually to approve and then leave one out, or you can do a motion to approve all but let's make sure we get the right company that we want out.
Counselor, I like the first option is maybe just approve those that you want and
Okay.
exclude those that you want to leave out. Any other comments from the council? Okay, entertain a motion.
Okay, Mayor, I move that we approve agenda item
7F.
It's contract.
2020-24 for asphalt paving and supply. Is that correct?
Yes.
Second.
We'll let him finish. You're going to do,
The through 20.
you want to do one motion on all these? Can we do that?
All three of them?
The three contracts?
Do one and just exclude the one.
You could do it either way, yep. Whatever's easier.
All right, then I will add city contract number 2020-025 for fan contracting and city contract number 2020-026 for Thud Brothers.
Okay, we have a motion.
Second.
Second. We have a motion and second. Please vote.
Passes 7-0.
Okay, thank you for that. Let's move on to item 8.
So just to make clear, you're not going to vote on 26, 27 at all, is that correct? So just
You
the
could do a
three.
motion to deny that one, if that's the will of the council. If somebody wants that one, you can do
Yeah,
a
we
motion.
probably should.
Just for clarity, so,
For clarity?
you know.
Okay.
Yeah, we can make one more
I'll make
motion.
I'll make a motion to exclude the, pronounce it for me?
Or to deny.
Deny.
To deny, thank
awarding a
you.
contract
Okay.
to, is it
It's
auto
2020
trucking?
For
dash
auto-
027
Yes.
Auto Trucking.
Second.
So we have a motion to deny contract number 2020-027 and a second. Please vote.
Passes 7-0.
Okay.
Thank you. Now let's move on to item 8.
Mayor and council, this is a public hearing in consideration for an owner location transfer application for a Series 6 bar liquor license from Jesse Isaiah Burke, applicant for City Tavern located at 218 North Granite Street. The application is in compliance with city requirements. The application fees have been paid and the sign has been posted at the site for the required 20 days. No public comment has been received and the applicant is in attendance.
All right. Mr. Burke, would you like to tell us a little bit about your business? Or I was avoiding that, but
Depends on what you're saying.
So you just want what the liquor license is pertaining to?
just tell us about your business a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to be moving John Hancock Barber Shop from the current location over to 218 North Granite Street. We purchased the building there last year in July. It's about 13,000 square feet. We'll be opening up 6 new businesses, 65-wall tap wall, which is a self-serve beer tap wall, a speakeasy membership type of bar, third wave coffee shop, jiu-jitsu, a functional fitness gym, men's retail, and then an 11-chair barber shop. So that's the goal.
When do you hope to open?
Before 2028. Hopefully spring of this next year.
Yeah, nice.
I was just asking for a friend who's a member, so yeah.
right.
Well, good. Well, thank you guys so much for your investment in the city, and wish you well. Hope you get underway soon.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to close the public hearing.
Have a motion and second. Please vote.
Passes 7-0.
I move to approve for liquor license application number 68514 for an owner location transfer Series 6 bar liquor license for City Tavern, location 218 North Granite Street.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Please vote.
Passes 7-0.
All right. Let's move on to item 2.
The next item is a permanent extension of premises there is a correction in the agenda. It should be a Series 3 microbrewery liquor license, and this is an application from Scott Allen Whitney, applicant for Copper Top Ale House located at 220 South Montezuma Street. The application is in compliance with city requirements. The fees have been paid, and I believe that, and there has been no comments received, and the applicant is in the audience.
All right, come on up. I know this was probably somewhat triggered by the Ron Drake conversation we had about dining outside, and I saw your little space you've got out there, so great job on that.
Correct. Thank you. All right. Thank you for the opportunity to address the meeting, and thank you for considering our permanent liquor license extension onto our patio at Coppertop Ale House. When my wife and I first started shopping for downtown real estate to open our craft brewery, having an outdoor beer garden was a high priority. When Jason Orifice showed us our location, we made a decision to compromise a lack of a patio because the space was perfect in every other way, and because Jason was willing to work with us and with the city to propose an entertainment district, which eventually came into existence. Now, 3 years later, we are very fortunate that the city leadership appears to be in favor of outdoor seating on the sidewalk in front of South Montezuma Street, which we like to call SOMO. And because of this, Coppertop Ale House now has the opportunity to serve craft beers outdoors in full view of the courthouse plaza. This means events like Rodeo Parade, Acre Night, tree lighting, etc. will create a much more immersive experience for our guests. Our customers will be able to enjoy the wonderful Prescott weather all year round. Additionally, because Coppertop is also a restaurant with German-style food, our dog-loving customers can now enjoy craft beer and food on the patio, which we are nicknaming the Puppy Patio. As a side note, we do not allow smoking on the patio and still enforce the 20-foot rule from our entry door. We very much look forward to other businesses near us, such as This Dude's Food, Atmosphere, Rickety Cricket, and others to build similar outdoor seating areas, which we feel is a huge benefit to downtown, Prescott locals, and tourists alike. Please let me know if you have any questions, and thank you for your consideration.
Well, yeah, thanks for being here today. Thanks for your work down in SOMO, as you call it, South Montezuma. Jason and others down there have done a great job with regentrification and investment in that area, and we support that and want to thank you for your part in that as well and for being here today and your investment in Prescott. So wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to approve recommendation for a permanent extension of premises for a Series 12 restaurant liquor license for Coppertop Ale House, location 2020 South Montezuma Street, also known as SOMA.
And I just want to clarify, it's a Series 3 microbrewery that you're
Series 3, okay.
considering.
Second.
So we have a motion with the correction that it's a Series 3 liquor license and a second. Please vote.
Passes 7-0.
All right. Let's move on to regular agenda item 9A, please.
Appointment of members to various boards and commissions.
We rarely make people as happy as those two.
Coppertop. All right, could I please ask the following people to join me on the stage? Appointment to CDBG, Citizens Advisory Committee, Christy Snyder. Hello, Christy, welcome. Congratulations. Thank you. And next is Christy Snyder for the Industrial Development Authority, term ending 3/2025. Congratulations, Christy Snyder. It's good to see you. Thank you all for you do for the city. For the Pedestrian Bicycle Traffic Advisory Committee, term ending September 2022. And I will tell you, this is one of the hardest working committees that we have in the city. So welcome aboard. We're doing so much work, we decided we have to meet twice a month, 1.5 to 2 hours each time, because we're doing so much. So, and that will be Babette Sanchez, who's also celebrating her birthday today. Oh. I don't know if this is a birthday present or not, Babette, so yeah, come on up. Why don't you guys come on up here, Will? Thank you. And then a great member of this team is Dave Ferraro. David, thank you for all you do. And then Jim Knopp. Thank you, Jim. Very knowledgeable people about bicycling, and that's exactly what we need here. For our Planning and Zoning Commission, Don Mishelman. Is Don here? No, okay. So we'll do that offline? Okay, thank you. And for Planning and Zoning Commission Vice Chair appointment, Terry Marshall. Okay, thank you all. And now we will swear you in.
We'll have a quick motion and then we'll do that. Yes. Entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to approve the recommendations of the Council Subcommittee for appointments. For appointments to the CDBG Citizens Advisory Committee, Industrial Development Authority, Pedestrian, Bicycle, and Traffic Advisory Committee, and the Planning and Zoning Committee, and Vice Chairman for the Planning and Zoning Committee, as presented in Attachment 1.
Second.
I have a motion and second. Please vote.
Passes 7-0.
Now we'll do a swearing in.
Please hold up your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and defend them against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of board committee member according to the best of my ability. So I do affirm. Congratulations. Thanks for volunteering.
Well, it can't be overstated. We're deeply grateful for your service to our city, and thank you for stepping up to these boards and commissions. All right, we're going to move on to item 9B, please.
Review of FY20 Tourism Grant Awards.
Mr. Mayor, Council, John Heine with the Prescott Tourism Office. It's a beautiful day in Prescott. It's a great day out there, isn't it? Want to give you a little background. Every year, the Tourism Advisory Committee reviews and awards grants for locally based nonprofit organizations that host events in Prescott. The grants are designed to assist these organizations primarily with marketing efforts that bring visitors to Prescott, particularly those that spend the night in our hotels and area lodging. This year, 26 organizations will receive a total of just under $80,000 for their events, which are taking place between July 1st of this year and June 30 of next year. The allocation in general, the overall allocation was already approved by council in the FY20 budget. The award recipients were invited to this meeting to officially receive their grant and address the council if they desire to do so. So we have before you to award $79,442 from the transient occupancy bed packs, and this is a budgeted allocation.
Well, it's tremendous to be investing these dollars back into these organizations in our community. Mayor Pro Tem, do you have a comment?
I do. But John, I just want to compliment you and the committee and what you've done on this. I'm set as liaison for Tourism Advisory Committee, and you have really brought this process. We've had hiccups with it along the way the last few years, and you really brought this light years ahead, and it's tremendous. We often think of bed tax just really benefiting tourism, bringing people in and doing things for tourists. But this is an example of exactly that way we pay it back to the city. And so many people enjoy all of these activities, and it helps these organizations that many of them would not be able to do it if we weren't doing this process. So I know it's a lot of work for TAC, but thank you so much. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
Do you have any members that would like to speak? Did you?
Actually, we asked those that wanted to speak to fill out comment cards.
I do have Liz Graham.
Good afternoon. I am a current board member with the Arizona Cowboy Poets Gathering, and as many of you may be aware, we just concluded our 32nd annual gathering at Yavapai College this past weekend. Our figures aren't complete, but it looks like we set records in attendance this year. It's a 3-day event on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at Yavapai College. We have free day sessions for the general public, and we also have 3 ticketed shows on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights. I really want to thank the City of Prescott for your support of this, because it really helps us. And it enables us to promote the city and to maintain a very important cultural aspect of the city, and that is the cowboy poetry. We very much appreciate your support, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Liz. Thanks for being here. Did you guys forget to call me? I think I won that saddle, but I didn't get a call. I did buy a ticket. I was
Sorry, Mayor.
sure I was going to win.
Ron, too.
Do you have any others?
No, Mayor.
Okay. Any other comments from council? If not, we'll entertain a motion.
Mayor, I'll move to approve the fiscal year 20 Tourism Advisory Committee, in other words, TAC, of the Prescott Area Arts and Humanities Council. I'm not going to try and pronounce that word. Grant awards totaling $79,442.84 from the transient occupancy bed tax.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Please vote.
Passes 7-0.
Mr. Mayor, if we could we invite those members that received to come up for a photo?
Yeah, absolutely.
Pro Tem, or could you censure the TAC representative?
That'd be great.
Sure.
Okay, everyone that wants.
Come on down.
Yes. Yeah, everybody. Everyone that received the grant award.
TAC members, grant award winners.
TAC, and tax. Like a Karnak the Magnificent answer, right?
Yeah.
Thank you all.
So I forgot to fill out a card, but I'm inviting you all because the Festival of Jazz Summit's coming up in a week and a half.
Okay.
I think you have a flyer that we handed out.
Okay.
So please, everybody come.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you. All right, let's move on to item 9C, please.
Award of city contract to Ironwood Contractors Incorporated, DBA Cat Claw Contractors for the demolition of 3 structures at Prescott Regional Airport, Ernest A. Love Field.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Robin Sabata, Airport Director here. So I have a diagram up on the viewer here, and basically this item is to request your support for the demolition of 3 structures. This will pave the way for the new commercial passenger terminal site as well as the roadway system. As you can see, what we have here is the entrance to the roadway system. It comes around and loops down here, and this will be the new terminal site. In order to make way for this, we do have to demolish 3 structures. Here are the 3 structures. Okay, let's get it right side. So one of the structures is Hangar A. This has 10 aircraft hangars in it that are storage hangars. This is a set of T-shades, and this is a commercial hangar we refer to as the Lincoln hangar. So all 3 of those are already approved environmentally to be removed, and the cost of this is $58,000. Let me confirm. $58,400. The original rough order of magnitude was $150,000 for the demolition of these hangars, so it came in way under budget, which is really good news. The contractor is ready to go at the end of this month or the beginning of next, and it'll be a 21-day project. We did relocate every one of the current hangar tenants and T-shade tenants to another part of the airport, and everyone either stayed at the same level or actually upgraded, with the exception of one that decided to go to a tie-down. So I think we well accommodated everyone. And the good news is with this plan, we did save 2 full rows of hangars. And you'll notice on this diagram, there's actually an entrance taxiway that the rest of the hangar tenants will be able to access for many years to come. These will be temporarily limited in their airfield access, and we are having communications with those tenants about that particular impact. But the neat part is we got to save those hangars.
Mr. Lamar.
Mayor, I thought it might be good for Robin to talk about the groundbreaking in conjunction with this item.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful. Yes, the groundbreaking is scheduled for October 4th. This will be in conjunction with the practice or the rehearsal of the air show, and we anticipate that we'll have representatives from the state, from the federal government, and many supporters from many jurisdictions around our airport, and of course business leaders. It's going to be a great event, so we're so looking forward to that.
Well, this is great progress, and I commend you on your work here to help these tenants get moved into suitable places. I know you've worked very hard with all of the neighbors around this area that's going to be developed. While it's really good news, for some people it can impact them somewhat negatively, and I really appreciate that you're mitigating those negative impacts with these people. So thanks so much for your hard work on that.
Thank you. The airport staff has worked quite hard on that. They're a great group.
Questions, comments from the council? Public comment?
No, Mayor.
Entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to award city contract number 2020-041 to Ironwood Contractors, Incorporated, DBA Cat Claw Contractors.
Second.
I have a motion and second. Please vote.
Passes 7-0.
I move to approve amendment number 1 with city contract number 2020-041.
Second.
I have a motion and second. Please vote.
Passes 7-0.
All right. Thank you, Robin.
Thank you.
Let's move on to item 9D.
Award a city contract to Fan Contracting Incorporated for the Summit, McCormick, Beach, and Goodwin Street Improvements Project.
Good afternoon again, Mayor, Council. Craig Dotseth, Public Works. So the item I bring to you today is a construction project for Summit Avenue, McCormick Street, Beach Avenue, and Goodwin Street. Also included is a contract amendment for post-design services. The recommended construction contract is with Fan Contracting in amount of $796,074.20. Post-design services with Kelly Wise Engineering an amount of $57,260. The project is a complete reconstruction of Summit from Gurley to Goodwin, McCormick, again, from Gurley to Goodwin, Beach, from Summit to McCormick. So that will include water, sewer, pavement, curb and gutters, sidewalks, and limited landscaping on those 3 sections.
Craig, I heard at one time that you were going to put a roundabout at Summit and Goodwin. Is that still going to happen, or no? Yes?
Not with this project. That was part of the concept on the West Goodwin project that was initially scoped as Summit all the way to Marina here. That project, and I've got a little more, we're doing portions of West Goodwin work with this. There will be another Goodwin project down the road, but definitely that project needed the right sizing. It had a extremely large drainage system contemplated with it, and it was replacing pavement, like right out here, as well as the courthouse block and the next block down that has PCIs on our pavement evaluation.
So you're saying that that's not
80s.
That's not going to happen here?
That's not happening with this.
Okay, thank you.
It will be contemplated with additional work.
Great, thank you very much.
Yep. So McCormick Street will also include drainage improvements in the beach intersection with a new outlet pipe to Granite Creek east of McCormick. And due to the narrow right-of-way and the request of property owners in the area of Beach, it will be a one-way configuration westbound when it's complete. So that has been negotiated with Charlotte Hall Museum, the owners of the entire plaza area, and everyone was on board with that and was adamant that if it was going to be considered, it needed to be a westbound configuration. So as we all realize that Summit Street is in very poor condition currently.
You notice that?
In there.
I lost a tire in one of those.
However, I wanted to add a little perspective with that. So Summit Street was built in 1938 with WPA, the work program. Association. So it has provided, WPA and the construction of that project has provided with the city with 81 years of service. During the design, during the design of Summit, McCormick, and Beach, it was identified that the water improvements needed to continue into Goodwin, as well to reduce expenditures on temporary connections that would create throwaway work in the future. With that concept, a portion of the original Goodwin Street project was incorporated into this project for water, sewer, and some drainage improvements with pavement patching. So those drainage improvements will start at Granite Creek by El Gato Azul and run up through the intersection of McCormick. Water and sewer will continue from there up towards Summit. This combined project included significant right-sizing from the scope considered previously. The total project cost has been reduced by about $430,000. This has been achieved by reducing an extreme drainage system, maintaining the width of Summit, which reduced landscaping beautification and increased parking, not reduced it. Similar to the work recently completed on Carlton Cortez, this project includes the addition of more parking spaces. Carlton Cortez increased parking by 11 spaces, and this project will create another 8 spaces in the downtown area.
Very good.
So, and with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
Thank you, Craig. Councilwoman Scholl?
Thank you, Mayor. My question is, during when they, just lost the word. When they demo the McCormick Street, are we able to maybe have them save the WPA stamp on the sidewalk?
We have been doing that on several projects where they've existed. And what we do, those that are in good condition, we'll cut them out, taper the edges, and then we take and reestablish them in the parkway next to the roadway.
Oh, that's cool.
Awesome. Thank you. That was it.
Nice work. Councilman Blair?
You know, I was gone out of the country to Scotland, and I noticed while I was there, many road projects, and those roads are old. All their utilities are not in the middle of the road, so you have humps and bumps, and utility cuts in the roads are all in the right-of-way underneath the sidewalks or in the curb and gutter area. Why is it that we feel inclined to always put our infrastructure for road surface underneath the drive pattern of a wheel? Right down the middle of the road? Just curious.
Yeah, and we do have in our standards now, we have alignments as much as possible outside of the wheel path so that you don't have that. As far as utilities being under the roadway, then it comes down to the ultimate width of the right-of-way available for use. There are places where they do put it all behind, but then they have to have the additional right-of-way in order to work on those utilities behind, and we still will have crossings.
Yeah, I just suggest where possible that we put the utilities on one side of the road or the other to keep the asphalt cuts to a minimum when the utilities are eventually changed out or one breaks from periodic time to time.
Okay.
Councilman Good?
Well, Craig, I just want to applaud you for finally getting this project going. Many years I rented a little old, probably same time, 1930s bungalow on Coronado just above Summit. So I've driven that road so many times, and along with many, many other people that live in Prescott who always comment on what a horrible condition Summit is. So getting this project started and completed, and thank you for right-sizing it, because I think it fits in with that overall policy of prioritizing not only condition, but condition of roads that are in close proximity to the downtown core. So this fits in well with that overall policy, and it's a highly known, pretty high volume entry into the Courthouse Plaza area for anybody who knows how to avoid some of the more congested intersections. So I'm just really pleased that we're finally getting going on this and doing it in a more efficient use of our public works dollars, so that we can expand that into other areas that are also in very high need. So thank you for getting it going, and I'm looking forward to getting it finished. Thanks.
Anything else from the council? Public comment?
No, Mayor.
Entertain a motion?
Mayor, I move to approve city contract number 2020-016 and city contract number 2015-188A1.
Second.
Motion and second. Please vote.
Passes 7-0.
Is it my understanding that item 9E was pulled from the agenda? Okay, so we're going to move on to item 9F.
Award a city contract to Technology Construction Incorporated for the Zone 2427 HDD Water Pipeline Project.
Mr. Eric Bay, my favorite Public Works employee. Sorry, Craig.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't know how I picked up that title, but I appreciate it. Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. For those watching at home, my name is Eric Bay. I'm with the Public Works Department. This next item before you is for the construction of the horizontal directional drill for the Zone 2427 Water Systems Improvement Project. And this project is all about redundancy and reliability. So water pressure zone 27 is generally along the Thumb Butte Road corridor west of Hassayampa Village Lane. It serves residents there, and it also serves adjacent pressure zones. And right now it's fed by a single 6-inch AC line in Forest Hills Road. This project will provide a redundant feed to this pressure zone by connecting the water system up near the supply tank on Skyline Lane down to Meadowbrook Road. And what this does is provide operational efficiencies to water operations right off the bat. Additionally, it eliminates the present need to get into Forest Hills Road and replace that water main, which would be extremely expensive and inconvenient due to water, sewer, gas, existing utilities, access to the neighborhoods. Additionally, we chose to do a trenchless technology, so this project is going to have very limited surface impacts in the Meadowbrook area. The city publicly advertised this project. We received 2 responsive bids. We sat down with the apparent low in a pre-award type setting, went through the scope, made sure that he was comfortable with what he was bidding on. He was. Funding is available in the water fund, and with that, I'll answer any questions that you might have about this project.
When do you expect that construction to take place?
We will start construction shortly after approval. So we'll get the contracts in place after approval today. That'll take a week or so. We'll sit down with the contractor for a pre-construction meeting, and then we'll discuss NTP. So maybe mobilization in about a month.
I'd love to see that process. It sounds very interesting to me. The trenchless aspect, very cool.
I can keep you updated on the schedule when they're going to be doing the drill. It is pretty impressive to watch.
Yeah, I'd like that. Thank you. Councilman Good?
Yeah, I'm just concerned. We've had failures in the Hassayampa area recently. Of course, up there in Cliff Rose as well. Is this the same high-density polyethylene material that we're seeing failures in?
No, the failures in Cliff Rose and the 2 recent ones that you're referencing that affected the Hassayampa community have both been with polyvinyl chloride, PVC. HDPE, high-density polyethylene, is a different material, a lot more flexible, and it's specifically designed for this directional drilling application.
And it's not as potentially damaging based upon how critical the bottom of the trench is, since this is going to be trenchless. It's based upon a different type or more acceptable subsurface soil in order to make that work?
Yes, absolutely. And a lot of times when designing these things, the designer will be a little bit more conservative with the DR, the overall thickness of the pipe, understanding that it is going to be drugged through a very hard substrate, and by the process, it will receive, a few gashes and scars by being pulled through the rock, but the additional thickness of the pipe counters that.
So we can expect better performance over the long term here.
Absolutely. I've always been on record saying the rule of thumb performance for HDPE is about 75, 80 years.
Okay, we're going to hold you accountable to that, Eric.
Got it.
I would like to see that process as well, so if you'll keep us informed.
You got it.
All right. We'll entertain well, is there any public comment?
No, Mayor.
Entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to award city contract number 2019-014 to Technology Construction Incorporated.
Second.
Motion and second. Please vote.
Passes 7-0.
Thank you for that. You're my favorite, Eric, because of your passion for what you do.
I know, isn't it great?
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. I think this is the last item.
Let me read it real quick.
Yep, 9G.
Approval of amendment number 6 with Fan Contracting for solid waste hauling services.
Yep, so this approval of this item is for the authorization for city staff to amend the existing contract 2017064 that we hold with Fan Contracting for solid waste hauling. These services are provided from fiscal year 17 through fiscal year 21, and the purpose of the amendment is to cover increasing costs incurred to transport waste and recycle material from the transfer station. The Solid Waste Division uses contracted hauling services to transport waste and recycle materials taken in through our residential and commercial services to the Gray Wolf landfill and Phoenix MRF, respectively. Our contract, which was originally approved by council in fiscal year 17, at an annual amount of $735,000 per year, has options to extend for those 5 years out through fiscal year 21. So we're in year 3 right now. Increases in waste and recycled tonnage processed each year have required staff to increase that amount previously from $735,000 to $835,000. This new amount, however, was not enough to cover the increased costs of tonnage that we processed in the previous fiscal year 19 that just ended. And the amendment seeks to increase the amount from $835,000 to $880,000, a total of $45,000 to pay the final invoice. Additionally, the contract amendment also provides for an increase in the contract amount for the final 2 years, fiscal year 20, which we're in now, and 21, from $835,000 to $900,000. This new amount is anticipated to cover the increased tonnage we expect to occur over this period. And you know, we take in revenue to cover these costs, so it's really it's not an increase to us per se, because we take in that through increased business and just city growth. We do have money budgeted in our operation at around $1 million to cover this, and so we're just back to get the additional funding increase. With that, I'll answer any questions.
Okay, thank you for that. Questions, comments from the council? Public comment?
No, Mayor.
Entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to approve city contract number 2017-064A6.
Second.
Motion second, please vote.
Passes 7-0.
The quote today is coming from the Supreme Commander of World War II and former President and a great Kansan, Dwight D. Eisenhower. This world of ours must avoid becoming a community of dreadful fear and hate and be instead a proud confederation of mutual trust and respect. This meeting is adjourned.
That'd be nice.
I'm going to put this on.